Hey guys, Magus here, and I am here with a game review. Now, before we begin, make sure you check out our Discord server, the Magus Society, where myself, Darkstream, and Big Al and others, including Mildred the Gaming Monk, we're all there, and we have a cool, active group there. We have some really cool people there, and it's a fun time. You know, we have audio chats, and all that good shit. So, with that said and done, let's get on to business at hand. Now, yes, another game review, not gameplay, what the fuck? Because, I said gameplay because the thought was I wanted to brag to you guys for it. And the reason I wanted to brag to you is that, well, simply put, I recorded this. Yes, Magus actually recorded it. Instead of just going on YouTube and taking Creative Commons or whatever, I decided to record my own gameplay footage. Now, what you see here is Darius Gaiden. It is the 5th entry of the Darius series. It is called Gaiden because story-wise, if you care about that in this game, I love story in game, but this game, you don't really need it. But, alas, it is set between 1 and 2. Since the Gaiden name, which means sidestep. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Anywho, it was released in the fall of '94, September of '94 in Japan, and November '94 here. We got a Sega Saturn port here in the States. There was a PlayStation port, but it was Japan only. And the other port that I know of is the one currently out for next gen. I wouldn't say next gen with the PS5 coming out soon, but the PS4 and the Switch is the Darius collection. Both arcade and home collections are very pricey, though. Go ahead and look them up. They're very pricey. I do want to buy the arcade one just solely for this game because I do believe this game is worth the high price alone. Not saying that Darius and Sagai and all those other games in this series are bad. I will say that this game is probably the best in the Darius. In fact, I'll go further and say this is one of the best side-scrolling shoot-em-ups I've ever fucking played. Now, why is that? Why is this game so compelling to me? Well, first and foremost, as you see here, you got the typical Darius trademarks. You got the sea life bosses fighting a giant yellow fish robot, and all the bosses are atypical of that. There are giant crabs and, octopuses and squids and all of that good stuff. The graphics in this game, as of what, I would say in that era is the time that 2D graphics really, like in the mid-90s, probably before that, because a lot of games were really already quite good. But I will argue that what makes this game even better is the fact that the 2D graphics are just awesome. Look at this. Look how gorgeous these backgrounds are in detail. You really feel like you're infiltrating this sky fortress here. And it's a very immersive experience for a number of reasons. Not only are the graphics and special effects, but there's also a bit of a psychological element to this game, which I really, really appreciate. In levels, levels start to fade in and fade out. Sometimes you'll be in a city, like you saw earlier, and in other places you will be, in a fortress. So you'll fade into it. It's got that Jungian sort of commentary on it. So the reason I say it is it shows the fading of reality. And from my, my esteemed background as a lit minor, and from what I've learned and from analyzing such things, the game, look at the backgrounds here too, this game could be a psychological effect on you. It could be that you're flying not so fast, but as the pilot, this is sort of my theory of the game. Your reality is fading into this extreme reality. You start off as a normal pilot, but because of the extremity of the situation at hand, fighting these robotic fish monsters, your reality is fading, and it's becoming something that isn't, how can you put it? It's becoming what you make of it. It's the pilot trying to be at ease with himself, because in the first level you fade from a city into this fortress all of a sudden, and it could be that he's thinking of it that way and you're thinking of it that way, to sense that the city's not in danger. It's got a Jungian aspect to it, and with that goes into the music. Now in this particular level here, which is fucking great, Now, this level is interesting because it's just a huge boss. You just fight some asteroids, and then most of the level is this huge fucking eel. I would say it's an eel. No, a shrimp. Something. So, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, marine biologists at large. If any of you watch my channel by chance, I hope a marine biologist can diagnose what, not diagnose, can tell me what the fuck this is. I'm thinking it's a shrimp. Pretty sure. So fighting this giant robot shrimp is pretty much the entirety of the level. Now, one of the interesting aspects is there's a level select. You can see, if you can briefly see or pause it, there's a level select aspect. So if you choose like level, you start all on the same level, and then it branches out to 2. Then it branches out to 3. So what happens is, if you branch out to 1 level, you have 2 levels to choose from, but 1 level left out. But if you go choose the other path, it'll do, and it'll expand, and like there's like 9 final levels in this game. So this is kind of the path I chose, and you can all see that. So in reality, this game has a tremendous amount of replay value just for that, and I got a specific for the fortress level, which is described, you know, the enemy still looking around, blah 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 blah, something like that. So the replay value, even if you take this as a straight arcade game, is extremely fun. And I'm not saying other arcade games don't have that replay value. They really do. But just saying that in this one it's unique, it reminds me a lot of games like, you know, in some ways, like Contra Hard Corps, where you make choices, especially the Dungeons & Dragons arcade games that I fucking enjoy the hell out of. So, with that said and done, I will say that adds to the game, and I really, really would like to replay this with doing different paths. And like I said, look at how amazing these levels are. What sights? It's not just the ending or the final level, but what sights have I not seen in this game? With how gorgeous it fucking looks. Oh my god. This is some of the best 2D art I've seen in the game, and I'm not just saying that. I've seen a lot of 2D art, and this game just takes the cake, man. It's fucking fantastic. Just look at how surreal it is, too, going into those whole Jungian theories. Maybe it's related to something to the Persona and Shadow, and I don't mean the video games, folks. I love Persona games, but I mean Jungian theories, or this collective unconscious, or whatever. Maybe I'll have to do some analysis on that. But I will say this. This game is perfect in every single fucking way. It's difficult, though. I will say that. Maybe that might be a drawback. But if you can get your hands on this, one way or the other, this game is worth playing. It's a masterpiece. What the hell? It's a masterpiece of the shoot-'em-up genre. Plain and simple. Whether you play top-down or side-scrolling, it is one of the best games in that genre. So, I totally recommend this. This takes a Magus recommendation, and I give it if I'm going to score this motherfucker, it's a 10 out of 10. So, also, if you guys want, I can upload the raw gameplay footage of it. How does that sound? Think about it. Let me know what you think of the video. If you played this game, let me know what you think of it. And as I always say, with that, guys, Magus out.